I bought this intro thinking it would be cool, but it's really not. Anyway, support me on Patreon so I can keep my lights on. If you decide to recreate anything, it is at your own risk and I do not accept the responsibility. Well, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to actually show me how to make it. When you type in how do I make it, it will not give you the answer. However, when I type in how is it made and what's the ratio, it's very inclined to give me the answer.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter.
Sometimes my genius frightens me, so I actually made it into a meme to describe it a lot easier. Okay, well, I need some wood, so let's get some wood. We're going full primal mode right now. If someone mentions that I'm wearing Crocs in the comments, I will literally ban you from this channel. First, I have to figure out how. We're just going to need a small knife to make some of the kindling so we can start the fire a lot easier. Essentially, the process of this is we need to build a fire, and we're going to put all of the chopped wood into a paint can so that we can turn it into charcoal. Alright, here's some gunpowder lore. So gunpowder was invented in China and is considered one of the 4 great inventions of ancient China. Gunpowder was first known as a chemical explosive and propellant. The earliest record of gunpowder, a Chinese book from c. 850 AD called Classified Essentials of the Mysterious Tao of the True Origins of Things, indicates that gunpowder was a byproduct of Taoist alchemical efforts to develop an elixir of immortality. I just read that off my iPad. We're going to start this as our predecessors did, with a blowtorch. They would have wanted me to do it this way. I'm actually going to force you to watch this because I'm trying to get my runtime up right now, so. I am using a steel paint can. Now there is holes punched into the top of the can because I'm not trying to have this explode on me. I'm going to put wood pieces in that I can easily fit and close the container with. Now we're going to give the can the crisp brown treatment and we're going to beat it down until it doesn't move anymore. The fire is coming along fantastic, and I did not at all need to use a fire log to help me get this started. In case you don't know, I was lying very, very badly. If I was out in the woods, I would 100% die. It's funny because I actually took wilderness survival, and let me tell you, I'm not surviving. I don't know why I had a hard time actually starting the fire starter. Here is the historically accurate way of pumping up your fire. You're just going to use some cardboard. I'm now going to put the can onto the fire, and I'm going to leave it for a couple of hours. This is a good sign because we can see fire coming out the holes and out from the sides of the paint can. If we did not see that and we saw the metal can expanding, that means you run. I also forgot to mention that I put the can onto a metal grate just because the wood would shift around and the can would fall over. The can will now be cooled, and it was extremely cold outside, by the way, and it only took about 30 minutes of doing that. I transferred the can to this cool rock bed just for aesthetic purposes. We're now going to open the can, making sure that it's cooled beforehand, and we're going to see what the charcoal looks like. Luckily, everything went well, and we got some nice black pieces, and hopefully we can hear the crunch. Now, I forgot to do the audio, so crunch! Oh, that was early. We're now going to put the charcoal pieces into a plastic bag so we can beat them with a hammer and slowly powderize the charcoal. We're now going to put it into a mortar and pestle so we can pulverize it even more. Any big pieces should be strained out, and you can actually use a strainer to get most of the powder out. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing the ancient techniques anymore. We're actually going to bring out a coffee grinder. We're going to run it in the coffee grinder, maybe about 15-20 seconds, just to make sure that it's fully powderized before we do the mortar and pestle again. We're now going to use the mortar and pestle again, just so we can really powderize it. And I would do this for a while if you really want to get a good result. This brand of stump remover has 100% potassium nitrate, and it's little small granules, so it makes it a lot easier to powderize. I don't show the mortar and pestle of the sulfur just because I bought it already powderized. We're now going to put the correct proportions, which means it's going to be 75% potassium nitrate, 15% charcoal, and 10% sulfur by weight. I was actually too lazy to pulverize anymore, so I just used my stock of charcoal, and that's what I dump into here. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for this sulfur. Now we're going to mix all of the ingredients together so they become a homogeneous mixture. And what's really important is that we don't use any metal or anything like that just because it can spark and it can actually set it off. So using plastic or wood is a good idea. Another good way to do it is to pour back and forth, just like how you'll see in this clip right here, and it usually makes the process a lot easier. Now here comes the best part, is we're actually going to test it out. I feel like I just woke up on Christmas morning at like 6 in the morning. The next clip is a line of gunpowder. I decided to throw a little magnesium in there and see what would happen. This does give off UV rays, by the way. Now time for a bigger pile with magnesium. The power of the sun in the palm of my hands. Spider-Man reference. Okay, now it's time to subscribe, like, comment, share, everything. It also means that you can leave now.